So this week going into July 31st to August 4th, we are watching XLC. So XLC has an inside day, so it can go to either side. Looking at this, we like calls above 69.14 to target that 70.76 level on the week, then potentially into the gap fill up to 72.37. And then we also like puts below 68.03 overall to target that 66.39. And then as well, you do have a gap fill at 67.11. Next up, we have XLY. So XLY, we have outside bar, inside bar. So we know this can pretty much explode to either side. So we like calls above that 173.22 level to overall target that 176.62 gap fill, and then from there up to 178.09. And then we also have a put trigger below 171.19 to target that 168.44 level. Next up on the list, we have XLP. So with XLP, we did get that 3-2 on Friday, but we didn't get a body close above that level, so it can go either direction. So we let calls above 76.40 to target that 76.80, then to 77.27 and up to 77.82. And then from there, we also have a put trigger below 75.78 to target that 75.32 level, then down to 74.64. Next up, we have XLE. So we have XLE actually left with the hammer. So we like calls above 85.85 to target that 86.97 level, and then from there to 87.50 up to 88.94. And then we also have a put trigger below 84.60 to target that 84.30 level, and then potentially all the way down to 80.97. And I will give it up for Rob to finish the rest of the sectors.
Thank you, Zeus. I'll start it off with XLF. So on the week here, we were looking for 35.91 for XLF. We fell a little bit short here, so 35.71 is going to be our call trigger for this week. We would really be looking for that target of 35.91, and then maybe these relative equal highs at 36.76. Our put trigger on the week is going to be 35.01 to the downside, and really we would be looking for the bottom of this candle, which would be 34.21, and then we could really look maybe down here at the 50-day moving average, which is 34.43 or 33.25 to grab this level of liquidity down here. You do have the 21-day moving average crossing through the 50-day moving average, which is typically seen as bearish. We do have a little bit of a squeeze that is playing out as well, and we can see that we rejected up here. So XLF overall for the week on me, I'm going to be skipping out on it. Let's hop over here to XLV. So XLV to me is kind of looking interesting. So on the week, we were looking for our trigger above 136.66. We did get that by a few cents. We hit 136.85 and then immediately rejected back. So this to me looks like it's going to be coming down, and 134.42 is going to be that point where we're going to be getting into our puts, and we're going to be wanting to take a look down here at 130.61 being that level. We do have the 21-day moving average and 50-day moving average here as well. We do have the squeeze coming down, and we do see a large sell presence as well, so we might see a little bit of a sell in healthcare this week. Sorry. All right, XLY, the sector that literally just keeps on going. I mean, this sector, it's just disgusting. 110.54 play calls above it. You're basically just going to be aiming for whatever you can get. 108.59 is going to be your put trigger. So we did create relative equal lows here. We do see a squeeze playing out to the upside as well. So not really looking at puts for this, but calls well above. This is a nice double bottom here, and kind of inducement model. You broke your structure to the upside. It's just classic XLY. Anything in XLY is pretty much going to run this week. XLB, kind of, wow, if you look at XLI, if you look at this, and then if you look at this, it kind of looked the same. So is XLB about to start taking off this week and break the structure? If we get a close above 89.40, this is going to be something to look at. We do have the squeeze as well. We have all of our moving averages in a bullish manner as well. We did pretty much close near the high of the week. So 85.84 is going to be your call trigger. You're really going to be looking for 89.40. Wow. Or you can try playing up here or some of these wicks as well. So 87.17 might be a good intermediate price target. But I mean, we definitely close out the week here. You got the 2-2 continuation going upwards for XLB. So that is definitely looking good. So your Home Depots, your Lowe's, your materials are going to be looking good. So XLRE real estate, the thing that's just basically been chopping within a range for a very long time. So we got the 50-day moving average that crossed through the 200-day. It's about to cross through the 21-day moving average as well. We see a squeeze. It's appearing to the upside according to the MACD. We got heavy sell volume here as well. And we almost went outside weak here. So 37.89 is going to be our put trigger. We're really going to be looking for, what is this level here? 37.31 for our PT for puts. If we want to play this to the upside, 39.20. But due to the fact of how we wicked this level, we really couldn't get a close above this structure here. So this is definitely shifting bearish. So we might come back down and sweep. You could possibly get in this for a longer term swing. I'd be looking at 34.71 to see if we do get all the way down to this level. XLK on the week, you got a shooter, counter hammer, rest in peace, Rob Smith. But on the week with this 179.05 is going to be your call trigger. You're going to be looking for 181.46. Your puts are going to be, gosh, I can't place my lines correctly, 174.75. It's going to be your put trigger, and you're going to be really wanting to play. I would look for the sweep of these relative equal lows here. Like, you do got Amazon, you do have Apple reporting, so with an XLK there is a couple of huge reports coming in. You do have the TTM is pushing down as well, but I mean, this is really what I would be aiming for is 162.89. Your good intermediate price target might be 167.32. So last sector here is going to be XLU. This has basically been chopping within a range to me and is kind of starting to look a little diamond toppy to me. I don't know, that's just me, but we did bounce off of this level of liquidity here from a long time ago. So we've been holding this level, so that's going to be something to take a look at. But overall for the week, very bearish week. We got your MACD, your TTM squeezing as well. We got a heavy sell pressure, so we should probably see continuation on this for the week. We got that failed 2 up. So look for your 2 down here to be triggered at 66.71. And you're going to want to sweep this level here of 64.99, and then really that level of 63.65 is going to be the level that you're going to want to pay attention to. Do we bounce here? Because when we've wicked below this level, we've really not taken long to close back above it. So it's going to be definitely something to take a look at here for the week. I'm not really interested in calls due to the magnitude of this candle. It is quite bearish to say the least. Now, let's go ahead and talk about my watch list for the week. So we're going to start it off here with LMT. LMT for me is a very interesting stock. We had earnings. Earnings came out, I think, pretty well, but we apparently just decided to sell off. So we got this 1-3 Nirvana pattern. We triggered the 2 down here, but we found buyers at this level. And this has been a level that I've been consistently watching because 443.22 has just been bought up here. So is this something that we're going to go 3-2 down, 2 up kind of thing on the week? So let's go ahead and delete the rest of these lines. So your put trigger for the week is going to be $445.32, and you're going to be looking for this level down here of 436.76, which is going to be your pretty much your relative equal lows. Down here at 431.97 would be the point where we might sweep as well and then come back to the upside. From an ICT perspective, this is definitely very attractive to come down and do this after we see this strong level of rejection here. If we do want to play calls this week, we're going to be looking at 457.95 as our trigger, and then we're going to be aiming all the way up here at 479.50. This could be a good long-term swing. Maybe if we sweep these relative equal lows, maybe take a shot on some long-term calls for like maybe end of year or something like that. I mean, XLI has looked absolutely phenomenal. So the last stock that I'm going to talk about for my watch list before I toss it back over to Zeus is going to be PANW. This stock I absolutely love, and I just smack the crap out of it. So 249.83 is going to be your call trigger. Your ultimate target is going to be 258.88. And your put trigger, if you want to play this on the week, because you got a shooter hammer combos, this is kind of neutral. So 238.87 is going to be that put trigger, and you're going to be looking for this wick down here at 231.81. But overall, PANW definitely on the daily time frame does look really interesting to me. It's definitely getting bought up each time it's coming in here. You're getting higher lows as well. We did close above the 20-day moving average. The only thing that you do need to keep in mind this week is FTNT. Fortnite does report on Thursday, so the stock will move because of their earnings. So just keep that in mind. But the last stock I got for my watch list for this week is going to be Zscaler. I'm sure everyone in Twitter is talking about this, but I think they're looking at it too short term. This looks like a long term run to me. So you have all your moving averages are pretty much bearish here. You got your 50-day moving average and your 21-day moving average below your 200-day moving average. But this is starting to look like accumulation here. We came down, we made a low, and we made this nice doji candle, and we got a nice kicker pattern up here as well. So this might be a market maker sell, and then we might be getting a market maker buy back up. Who knows? But on the week, we're going to be wanting to take a look at 160.82 is going to be our call trigger. We might sweep these highs, 162.67, sweep these highs because they're relatively equal and would be a good level to bring it up to and then bring it back down. If we take a look at our puts, 144.35 is going to be our put trigger, and we're going to want to sweep this level down here at 136.44. So we could pop on the week and then we could trigger down. Though with how bullish this candle is, the fact we did trigger down on the week, we did trigger down on the week barely by 3 cents, and then we reversed back up. Shows that there's a good amount of buying pressure here. We'll just have to watch these relative equal highs before we reverse back down. But I'll throw it back over to Zeus.
So the top three stocks that I'm watching this week are actually Tesla, MRNA, and SQ. So first thing first into Tesla. Tesla like calls over 267.25 to target that 272.90 level, and then from there up to 280.92, and up to the gap fill up to 289.52. We also have a put trigger below 258.23 to target that 254.13 level down to 240.85. Next up, we have MRNA. So MRNA with an inside day. So overall, this can go either direction. Personally, like the upside more. So honestly, I like calls above 1679 to target that 1810 level. Then from there up to 1988. Or we also have a put trigger if we do reject the trend line. Ultimately, we have a put trigger below 1612 to target that 1524 level. Last but not least is SQ. So SQ kind of more so favored to the upside. We do have a call trigger above 78.98 to target that 80.86 or 80.60 level. Then from there to 83.08. We also have a put trigger below 77.35 overall to target that 74.31. But we will have to displace through this order block in order for that to happen. And that's my top three picks for this week.